This is KC Tunes and Brews. Local beer, local coffee, and local music. From the City of Fountains, I'm your host, Adam Bartling.
This don't happen to me very often. My handshake, my voice softens. I ask your name and offer you a drink. You so cruelly turn the other cheek. I may not be in your plan, but I bet I'll be your man. I knew it when I saw you, when I saw you. I bet you'd love to dance, and if I just had a chance, I'd show you a real good time. But I bet that I'm in line. I'm gonna make you see what I knew right away. I'm gonna make you believe that I'm here to stay. I'm gonna make you see you're gonna be with me. I may not be in your plan, but I bet I'll be your man. I knew it when I saw you, when I saw you. Oh, I may not be in your plan, but I bet I'll be your man. I knew it when I saw you, when I saw you. Oh,
All right, this is KC Tunes and Brews, and a different approach to an intro. This time we have Erik-J music in the house tonight, and thanks for coming, man. I really am happy to have you here. This is really exciting.
No, this is exciting for me. I haven't gotten to do a podcast yet.
Oh, you haven't done one at all?
I mean, besides the pornographic ones.
Right.
So
yeah, but we you got to have like a special login to. Yeah. And this one's, you can.
No subscription for this one.
No subscription,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, for those of you who are looking to blackmail,
Yeah.
So, man, when you were playing the song, I had this all prepared, right? I went to your Facebook page and then I went to the website and stuff, and then for some reason, like, it's just 2018 with social media and stuff, and I'm stuck here trying to get back to your page, and I don't know what's going on. All I can see is a picture of my face and all these filters. It's it's the Facebook Messenger, and I'm like
stupid social media.
I'm feeling panicked.
Man. No, technology's rough, man.
Yeah. So anyway, I got to where I was at before, and I did a little bit of research about 20 minutes before, just because I feel like I need to have a little bit of a talking point to talk to you. So.
And that's probably all the prep you need to talk to me, really.
Right, yeah.
20 minutes.
I really feel like if I can just get the show started, that the musician or the interviewee can just kind of take it from there. I'm hoping so anyway.
You should delegate that for sure. Yeah.
and I think so far I've chosen the right people who are great. And so
we'll see how that goes for me then. We'll see.
Yeah, we've had some pretty funny like Facebook conversations that made me feel a little more relaxed.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I know that this is going to be chill. And by the way, I noticed right away when you walked in, you got the local KC coffee.
Oh yeah,
roastery
I got
t-shirt on,
a sweet roastery T-shirt. Have you been, since you've lived here? Have you been to the roastery and done the tour?
No.
Yeah,
but I've had the coffee.
Yeah,
just we bought them at like the big bag at Sam's Club or something.
Yeah,
but no, we haven't.
I like the roastery.
I need to get in touch with that.
There's
place.
a lot of good coffee brands locally.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm finding.
I'll take roastery over Starbucks any day, and that's no defamation of Starbucks. Just I really like the blends that come out of the roastery, and I went and did their tour, which is pretty fun, actually. I mean, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of like a like something you do like when your parents are in town visiting. You're like, oh, you want to go see the coffee plant?
Right.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, it is cool, and you get coffee, and then I picked up this T-shirt that I wear entirely too often.
I see that it's still the V-neck shape.
It's got the
those commercials where it still looks like a V.
I look pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yep. And he's got some beer here, which we talked a little bit before we started. It's a gluten-free beer.
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to I don't have to worry about that when I go.
You don't have the autoimmune issue.
Yeah.
I'm one of those nerds with celiac disease, so my body likes to treat gluten as a virus, and so it gives me a sick stomach when I eat it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of gluten-free beer out there, and traditionally gluten-free beer have been sorghum based instead of barley and wheat.
Oh yeah.
And because that doesn't contain any gluten, but it's. I mean, are we allowed to swear on this?
Minimal swearing.
Minimal.
Yeah.
So okay, I would. I mean, it's. We're just gonna say it's like dirt. It's just like it tends to be really sweet with a dirty quality at the same time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of good beers out there that are sorghum or buckwheat based. But I like Omission, which their name is. I think it's by Widmer or Wilmer Brothers or something.
Okay.
It's another beer brand. But they make it with a normal barley and wheat, but they use like an enzymatic process that removes the gluten to the FDA approved level of gluten free. And I have no problem with it when I drink it. I feel fine.
What does it look like? Is it in that
This
bag
is
there?
a pale ale.
Oh, it's a pale ale?
And so it's a normal one. It's been so long since I've drank a normal beer that for me this is a really good pale ale.
I'm sure it's good.
I
just am curious if I've
other people have told me like it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it probably may not hold up to like real competition in the pale ale world, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm curious if I've ever, one, had a gluten-free beer and didn't know it, or two, if I would notice a difference.
This one I think tastes like beer. There are some, like the sorghum and buckwheat beers, you'll notice that for sure. It's kind of like the difference between drinking a beer and drinking a cider.
Sure.
You'll definitely know that it's different. There are some beers that are incidentally gluten-free, like Corona.
Oh, really?
Tests. Like, I don't know, like Corona doesn't market it, but when people have done, like, there's home kits that test if something has gluten. Like, it usually tests below the safe amount. And the same thing with, like, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Really?
And Coors Light. Really? I've drank those and
been fine.
Have not had a gluten reaction. I felt like crap, but I think that's just because of the quality of the beer.
Well, I was gonna say, man, I feel like crap on all those beers.
Yeah, right.
What is that the Mexican Pacifico or
Modelo
or the yellow label? I think I have. We're recording, so I can't go get it.
No,
I got the label. But anyway, I think it's called Pacifico, and
both of the Modelos are gluten free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diehard beer fans are probably gonna judge me if I say that wrong, but
I think it's okay.
Yeah, but definitely, man, I had a bad night with that beer. That's for sure.
It's one of those beers you don't have to drink enough that it causes you any intoxication. It's just the next day you wake up with a different type of hangover. You're like, why do I feel so bad? I only had 2.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I had 2 of them, and the next day I could barely get out of bed.
Yeah,
I woke up at like 3 a.m. Actually, I thought I was gonna call in sick the next day. And I thought that I had I made like tacos or something with it. I wanted to do the whole Mexican tradition, and I thought that I didn't cook the meat enough or something. I felt like that, but then I was like, it has to be that beer.
That's what Corona is really good. Corona is great for eating with like spicy foods and stuff. It's like light enough and doesn't bother you. But like you would never, if you ever just drink it outside the context of I'm having some nachos and stuff, you're just like, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not great or bad.
Right.
So
there's a new Corona out there that's like, I don't know. I don't know why we're talking
supposed
Corona.
to be the fancy.
This isn't
Tunes and Brews.
Yeah, we're following it. But no, I mean it's still beer, so it qualifies. So yeah, I would like to get to another song, man, but I just wanted to talk about the first one. You said that you
it's new.
It was brand new.
It's new.
Open the show with it. So.
It's called When I Saw You. And so I mean, we could almost call this a demo because I've played it a couple shows. But I mean, who knows if this will be what it sounds like when I get it recorded. It's one of those things I've been sitting playing with and be like, I'm going to tweak the melody here, I'm going to tweak it here, I'm going to change this. But for the most part, it was just kind of an experiment in writing a slightly Nashville-esque tune.
Yeah,
I just wanted to write something that was just very like, I met a girl at a bar, blah, 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 and write it in G, just like a typical country thing. But of course it has like, it's not flat picked. It's got my typical folk finger picking, but it's kind of faking some country technique in a way. So
I like that you know all these techniques about guitar and stuff too. I hope that we can bring some of those topics into this podcast, because I know that you are classically trained. Correct?
I mean, to some degree. I think Heath, whenever I play somewhere with Heath likes to say that I'm a classically trained guitarist, and that's kind of generous because I have taken classical,
right?
But I don't have my degree's was not in classical guitar, so it's one of those things where if a guitar student of mine was like, let's do classical, I'd be like, okay, cool, and like really try to like brush up on my reading real quick, because I don't keep up. I don't have to read standard notation very often, and if I do play a gig that's like, I did a wedding a couple weeks ago where I was just playing instrumental.
I saw the photo.
And
Heath was making fun of you, by the way.
Why?
Not to drop Heath.
What?
No.
What did he say?
Well, he just said you looked beautiful.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
I mean, it was all in good fun. We're all friends here.
Yeah, we're all friends, except for Heath, apparently.
I'm just messing.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad. Like, Heath's going to be like, oh, well, I didn't say anything.
No, I did say he was beautiful. Why did he believe you?
No.
It's like, and I played instrumental stuff, for the ceremony, and that was like classical light kind of stuff, it's What a Wonderful World and Hallelujah and stuff arranged just for solo guitar. So
it was an outdoor wedding. Looked pretty fun.
It was fun. I got to borrow a Roland Street Cube from my producer because
that's cool.
I was like, the Yami is a nice, powerful guitar, but I was like, I don't know if it's gonna project infinitely. It might need a little support.
Sure. And for the record, Heath I think he was more or less just not making fun of the fact that you played the wedding, but more of this like laughing at the photo.
Oh yeah, because I looked goofy.
But it wasn't even because you look goofy. I just think that the photo was taken at a weird time or something.
There were a couple that were a little blurry, and I had my head down, or had a pouty guitar face on.
It was something like that. It was something like that, and he was over here tracking. So but let's play some music, man.
Okay, let's see here. Let me do this one. I was just playing on this one yesterday. This song I've had around for a little bit, but it's recently been. Oops, that would have been the wrong key. That's kind of the problem with being.
How far would you made it in there before you realized?
I could have done it, but it's one of those tunes that I was working with a collaborator with my vocal coach and was like, "What do you think? Do you think it's B flat minor, or do you think it's B minor?" It's just like that half step difference.
Half step, yeah.
And we ended up deciding that you can do both, but B flat minor is just a little bit bigger. It's a little bit better.
Okay, yeah.
And so I could have done it, but after a little bit, I'm like, oh man, I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
It's high notes.
Yeah. You feel it midway through.
But I mean, I think I've played this I'm gonna get that beer burp out of the way.
Yeah, we promised
that.
I'm feeling mine too.
I'll do this one. It's called A Little More Time. And it's a tune I'll probably be tracking in the studio soon. And I was just wrapping up my polish on it recently. So I think you've probably seen me play it a few times at the different shows that you've been at. So this is A Little More Time. Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you care? I never needed much from you, but you were never there, and this was never true. I don't think you understand, I don't think you care. Just to give me one more chance, just give me a little more time. A little more time. Sometimes love just ends, I couldn't make you stay. Built a life, you're the one, yet you went away, and our love was done. I don't think I changed. It's so hard to believe the man you used to love. Just give me a little more time. A little more time. A little more time. I didn't change that much. It's not hard to see the man you used to love. Just give me a little more time. A little more time. A little more time. A little more time.
Well done, sir.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What I like about this, bringing people over to the house here and having you play right here, is that I get to be the only audience. So I get to sit here and I get to hear this straight in my face, where I've seen you out at the shows and I can always hear the guitar, but I was always in the back doing something and I could never hear anything. So this is nice because it brings it to the forefront. I get to know you a little bit.
It's intimate. I dare say romantic.
It is romantic. It feels romantic in here anyway.
Yeah.
But thanks for saying the word. I couldn't say it.
I knew it was on the tip of your tongue. And you were shy.
Could tell me. You could see that it was coming out. But thank you. You broke the ice.
I read people.
Yeah. Anyway, your guitar playing, it blows my mind.
Oh, thank you.
And I think, I play a little bit guitar and sing, and it's hard for me to do anything on the guitar that's complex at all while I'm singing.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing that you can do all the finger picking and make it. I don't hear mistakes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
There's always something in there that doesn't quite go right.
Right.
But
Well,
it's
that's expected. But
it's kind of like I used to teach public speaking when I was a grad student, and
I hate public speaking too.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you say, like, you will, if you make a mistake, the trick is just not to tell anyone, right? No one knows. Like, if you're doing your own song, no one's probably gonna know if you sing the second verse first.
Especially if you recover well, that's the art.
And
right?
you stay on time and you don't mess up. No one's really gonna say anything, even if you have to omit a lyric and suddenly there's a la la la. If you stay on time, stay on key, everyone's like, cool, it's music, it's groovy,
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I appreciate it. It's a lot of muscle memory for all the finger picking. It's just years of not just playing it on the guitar, but also obsessively doing it. Like if you're sitting at a desk, your fingers are playing right hand patterns and stuff like that. It kind of just puts this whole arsenal of attacks in your right hand, and then when they're all in there, you just you get to the point where they can be mindless, and you can your hand just does it, so you have room to sing.
Right. Yeah. You don't have to think about it at all.
Yeah, and and like really, I think with the finger picking, especially if you're looking at the Travis style, which is has the thumb doing this. There's really two key patterns. There's what I call the dust in the wind pattern, which has what they call like a twist or a pinch on the first beat, and then the pattern I call the landslide pattern, which is just fingers on the offbeat, and those like 90% of finger pickers are using those at some point in their songs, especially if they're accompanying themselves. They're just playing something that their hand just does,
Yeah, for sure.
And you look at guitar players, a lot of them fall into the camp of like a Paul Simon might do this, Lindsey Buckingham might do this, Jackson Browne does this, and you can kind of just see throughout their songs that they have a certain vocabulary.
Right. They have a go-to that they're comfortable with, for sure.
Exactly.
And see, then every time, it's amazing how you can be involved with music for forever.
Yeah.
Basically, but you'll learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Like just that fact alone is something I learned new. Yeah. Now I'll be listening to those artists and thinking about what you said about it. Yeah. Just their own style.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Look at this. It's always a learning experience.
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed your fingernails, man. Obviously, that's on purpose. Does it ever... What if you break one of those?
Well, so they're kind of enhanced. They're on like they're like steroided out. I used natural nails for a long time when I got into finger picking, and just you don't really need them super long. You just need them just to reach over the tip of your finger a little bit.
Yeah.
So that something hard strikes the string. I mean, that's optional. A lot of people play with just bare fingers, but you don't get quite as much volume. That's not good or bad necessarily. But things have picked up in the past couple of years. I've been playing a lot more, and especially when I was in Erman Pearson, I strummed a lot more. I was the timekeeper a lot more, so I was able to use my normal nails. But when I went solo, I do most of my finger picking is what I do most of the time, because I like the way it lets you kind of approximate the left hand, right hand aspect of like a piano. My thumb's playing a bass and my fingers are playing an accompaniment. And so that wore them out a lot faster.
I bet, yeah.
And so then I just, I go in every couple of weeks and they put, acrylic overlays on them at the salon, and that just makes them last a lot longer. And they won't break based on that for the most part. If they break, something bad's happened, I'll slam my hand in a car door or something. Right. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more than a nail keeping me out.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's other tricks too, like classical guitarists, when they break a nail, will slice off a piece of ping pong ball and glue it on or something. I used to see that trick in the guitar shops. And I used to think I was going to be a classical guitarist. I used to play classical guitar, like a classical guitar for everything. But I don't really use nylon string a ton anymore. Because ultimately, even though I wanted to be Paco de Lucia and Tommy Emmanuel and Chet Atkins, ultimately I'm more of a folky and singer-songwriter type.
Okay.
And so, the classical guitar, once you get away from it for a little bit and you go back to it, it's like trying to play a different instrument, because there's this huge neck that's a flat fretboard, and you can't wrap your thumb around it.
Guitar.
You just...
I remember having one of those around it when I was growing up.
Yeah, they're great instruments. I love them, but, even the wedding I did recently, I was like, I don't get to use this thing enough to actually play this in front of people right now.
Yeah.
It's going to stay on the wall right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So is that when you're teaching, because you're a guitar teacher as well, are you teaching the classical style, or is that anything they want to learn? No
one really. I think if and not to knock on myself, if you're interested in studying classical guitar, you're going to find someone you're going to find someone more pro than me at classical, because if my repertoire for teaching classical is I took a classical class in college,
right?
And then took private lessons, but I think they have actual education levels, and they call a certain level a master, and I don't know if that means they have a master's degree or if they just have a certain number of hours clocked or what it means, but it's a different type of qualification. They go to school, and so I teach mostly all your typical stuff. I teach people how to play acoustic and electric guitar.
Okay,
and
cool.
Someone comes and says, I want to learn Blackbird, and I'm like, okay, cool.
So you could teach anyone. I mean, you're not anyone.
Yeah, I would say if someone came to me and was like, I want to learn, Miles Davis and Mingus or
that's cool.
And Segovia, I'd be like, well, you should probably go to a store and then maybe plan on going to college, But if you want to learn what popular music, I teach that stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. That's a good thing to know. Yeah. Speaking of shows, or we weren't speaking of shows, but I'm going to speak about shows now.
Okay, cool.
We were talking about. I just was looking. You got a lot of stuff coming up, man. You got the Summit Art Festival is coming up this weekend, right? Or next weekend.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be this weekend when the podcast airs.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
12th and 13th.
12th, 13th, and 14th.
And 14th. That's awesome. And
it's going to be 6 hours of playing.
6 hours?
2 hours each day. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You play a 2-hour set for 3 days.
You play an hour set, and then you go play another hour set at a different location.
Wow.
So I think they have 2 stages.
Wow, that's cool.
And so they'll have someone always on stage, and then they have a schedule for the day, and they alternate.
I see.
And so everyone does a 1 or 2 hour block.
Okay. That sounds fun. We'll be out of town. Otherwise, we'd probably come down there. And I know Heath is playing as well.
Yeah, Heath is
playing.
playing.
And Heath are good friends, right? Just from what I understand.
I mean, we were good friends until
tonight. Look what I did. Now I probably ruined my friendship with him as well.
No, Heath is a good guy. got in touch
he's a great
when
guy.
I was in Erman Pearson, and we became friends, and we started playing together when we had the chance, because it just seemed like we had a good opportunity to tackle similar type of shows and venues together.
Yeah, you guys are a perfect. I think you're a good lineup together.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a partner to go out and play with, because it's way less intimidating.
Yeah, and it just some places they book in, they'll say like some places are like, come play 2 hours and you can play whatever, and that's okay, cool. Or they'll say, come play for 2 hours, but we don't do BMI or ASCAP, so you have to play all originals. And you're like, well, I'm not Fleetwood Mac. I don't have 20 years, so that's when it's good to grab a friend like Keith. It's like, you want to go
for sure.
Play together.
Kill some time.
And so we'll trade off. We've done things where one of us is open for the other one, and especially when you're playing like cafes and stuff, there's no value in that. So what we end up doing is like just taking turns, sitting side by side and talking, and play a song. Keeps
it kind of balanced out as well.
We've had fun doing that, and he was able to come to our he was our guest, one of our guests at the labels songwriter round.
That was actually the next thing I want to talk about, but I want to get to some more music. I want to make sure we get that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your record label and this Casey Monthly songwriter thing that I see here, because I think it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It's at a really cool venue too.
Yeah, so. It is cool. Do you want a song first? You want to talk about that first?
Let's do this. Let's do some music.
Yeah, okay.
And you can talk about your music and then play the music, or do however you want to do.
Sometimes I'm bad about talking too much about my songs, and I'll spend like 20 minutes, sermonizing, like, well, this is a song about a mining disaster in the Black Hills of whatever, and sometimes I'm just like, this is a song called When I Saw You, and just, sometimes there's less story or more story. But this song I wrote a while back and just started performing again. And it's just about a man who has lost the person he loves and is learning to love again. And someone's insisting that they could get him to love again. It's called I'll Make You Happy. She came in from outside with one for two, hoping I confide. She said to have faith, there'll be peace for you. A fresh start does await. I don't know what to do. She can't help that she ain't you. She said, let me in, I'll make you happy. I just play my guitar, 12 bars of blues dripping from the bar. She keeps a light on and watches the news. She misses me when I'm gone. I don't know what to do. She can't help that she ain't you. She said, let me in, I'll make you happy. I lost my way since you passed away. She's everything I need, and maybe she'll set me free. I don't know what to do. She can't help that she ain't you. She said, let me in, I'll make you happy.
Insert applause. Is it
Yeah,
ever
let that guitar sustain for as long as possible?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to watch, man.
Oh, thank you.
I just like watching the fingers. And,
Thank you.
So let's see, how many songs have we played? We were gonna three, right? So potentially 2 more.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, let's. Do you want to play that now, or do you want to talk about White Russian?
Yeah,
Sorry.
White Russian.
White Russian records.
Russian Winter Records.
Russian Winter Records.
Yeah. I can talk about that first.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Let people. Yeah, Russian Winter Records is my label. It's not my label. I don't own and operate it. It's owned and operated by Rick Gordon, who's kind of a Kansas City legend. He's still a working guy. He plays 4 or 5 days a week doing shows and farmers markets and just producing artists. And it's a label he operates out of his home. And
cool.
I became introduced to them when I was doing Ermin Pearson. And for those listening who aren't acquainted, that was my old duo.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, because I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah.
It was in your history, and I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Just you were a duo.
Ermin Pearson.
Yeah.
It was definitely a more folky duo, and it was something after I lived in Kansas City for a couple of years and got reestablished here, and things settled down, and I was kind of having that little bit of for a cliche, that music-shaped hole in your heart. I was like, I'm not playing anymore. I don't feel like I'm a musician anymore. If someone's talking about music, I want to be like, I'm a musician too, but like I haven't played anywhere in a while. And so nerdy, in a nerdy way, I went out there trying to find people to play music and try to start some different groups, and met different people and tried to get some like tribute acts off the ground, because those always do well, especially here in KC. And I met Nathaniel through Craigslist.
Really?
And we were just both a couple of acoustic finger pickers with some similar interests. But go ahead.
Quick interjection.
Yeah.
On Craigslist, what were the ads? How'd you find each other?
It was just like I know it wasn't in like misconnections or anything cool. It was just in the music area, like guitar. I think I posted it was like acoustic guitarist looking to start a project. Yeah. And it was listed that I was a folk singer songwriter type with proficient in finger picking or something, and he messaged me and was like, I have similar interests, but he was like, I'm a big fan of John Fahey and whatnot. So when we sat down and jammed, and his style was like it was kind of like we were to like steal from Truman Capote. It was almost like we were born in the same house but walked out different doors, and we were both finger pickers, but like from different backgrounds. Like my guys were more like 60s and 70s singer-songwriter folk rock guys. Lindsey Buckingham, James Taylor, Paul Simon, and he was much more into the American primitive movement of the 60s. So he was in John Fahey and Leo Kottke, and so he played in like open C tuning and open D tuning, and I stayed in standard, and we were able to come up with some cool stuff
in different tunings than each other.
Yeah,
really.
And so he was very, very self-taught. So he was
cool.
If you were like, "What are you playing?" He was kind of like, "I don't know,"
Yeah.
And so I was able to like look at it and be like, "All right, well that's a C, or that's an F major 7." So I would like figure out how to play it on standard tuning.
That's really interesting.
And back it out into a song.
Mm-hmm.
And we jammed for just like a year and a half or something, and just got a handful of songs going, and then eventually went out and started hitting open mics. Started like the Crows open mic and Crows Coffee in Waldo and Uptown Arts Bar, and in that open mics beget some gigs at coffee houses and stuff, and it just got rolling, and we weren't obviously weren't like playing the Midland or anything, but we were getting busy. We had something quite often, and it's a
good feeling as a musician for sure.
Yeah. And so we I came across Rick on Instagram, because he has like a really successful Instagram. He's got like 16,000 followers and stuff, and he followed me, and I just thought he was a local musician. And one of the hard things I found as a musician was actually networking. It was hard to get people who wanted to like jam with you or play with you or whatever, you know. Because I think that, you know, musicians, and I get it, you have to be a little proprietary. Sometimes you're like, hey, you know, you want to go, you know, play a show sometime, or if you need someone to support, you need any help, or they're always like, okay, cool, and you never.
Yeah.
And so I was really just hoping to make a fan, and Nathaniel never had any compunction about like just setting up a mic and recording something at a coffee house. And so it might be like a really primitive recording, but we throw it up in SoundCloud or whatever, you know, and Rick listened to it. I was just trying to be like, hey guy, would you like let us come play with you sometime maybe? You know, and he was like, I like what you're doing. You know, I think you guys should come on the label. And we talked and we went back and forth and talked. And I really wanted to do it because I thought that it's not just the opportunity to produce a record, but also the opportunity to like be kind of mentored, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Artist development kind of thing.
Yeah. And so that was really the opportunity I saw, was like work with people who could be like, okay, this is what you need to do.
Yeah, that's good.
To take it to the next level.
Awesome.
And
it's always better to have people help.
Yeah. And so we got a single out. It was a virtual 7-inch, right? It was, you know, Say Goodbye, with what was probably really our masterpiece, an instrumental called Juniper Breaks. And that was kind of the thing, is we had a little bit of a schizophrenic personality, you know, as a duo, and that I think my vision was really more singer-songwriter, but really our strength was guitar. And we weren't able to be flexible enough musically, so it was never quite what I wanted to do vocally, it was more esoteric. So it wasn't bad at all, but it was very specific audience. You know, you had to have someone who liked Burt Junch and John Renbourn or something to, you know, and it wasn't very, you know, like, you know, not that I am currently Ed Sheeran, but it's the farthest thing from that, you know. And so eventually I think I wanted to focus more on singy songwriter stuff and my compositions. And so we split up and I continued on with Russian Winter. So we have that label, that record, I mean, that single out that you can still download, and it got good reviews.
How do you get to that?
That's from where it is.
Yeah.
RussianWinterRecords.bandcamp.com. And I also have it embedded on my website.
Yeah, which is
ErikJmusic.com.
ErikJmusic.com.
And you can stream it and download and buy it if you want.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you're still working on a full length or an EP.
So now I'm doing an LP for myself.
An LP for yourself.
For Erik-J. And the name wasn't intended to be, you know, pretentious, but there's actually other Eric Pearsons in the area even.
Oh, really? Yeah, I looked up Eric. Well, I didn't look up Eric Pearson. I looked up Erik-J just on a Google search, and it was like, it was still music, but it wasn't you.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, right. So
but that, you know,
I went with that
because
there is actually like a semi-famous San Francisco musician named Eric Pearson. So I just shortened it to my initial, and it's been going good. I've been busy, and I had a nice transitional period where I got to do, you know, smaller shows and stuff with like Heath and whatnot, as I kind of refound my voice. Yeah. You know, going solo and I really, you know, I like the Ermin Pearson, you know, experience, but I think Ermin Pearson probably would have been best as a guitar duet, you know, and so this is, you know, really me getting to do sounding cheesy, like controlling my destiny and being like, this is what I want to do.
You're in full control
music.
of what you want. Yeah. That is a nice thing of being about being a solo artist for sure.
Right. There's definitely,
you choose a path and you take
right.
it.
This is what we're doing, you know, and I mean, and then I have Rick also to like keep me on, like if I do something, he can let me know if it sucks. Yeah. You know, he's like, no. Yeah. you should rewrite that or whatever.
That's nice.
You know, so I get that, you know, objective feedback, because I mean, I think, and it's a good thing, audiences are more forgiving. Like audiences at a show are more forgiving than audiences listening to a record. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Know?
Yeah.
And so you go play a show somewhere, if you have an audience, they're probably happy with you. You know, but to put that to record and make it work, it takes a different approach and a different discipline.
Well, they can they can listen to a record on their own time.
Yeah.
And they can start and pause and do whatever. Yeah. Do it, whether doing the dishes or driving. And it's like, this record better be good or not. I mean, but if you're going to a live show, you're just kind of there. So you are happy because that's why you're there.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Anyway.
No, absolutely. And so then
that's why a record's got to be well thought out and well done.
And,
for sure.
And Rick is quite a songwriter, and so we started for the label a monthly songwriter round, and they don't really have those in Casey. They have some like songwriter circles, like clubs kind of, But like Nashville has the songwriter round where, people sit on stage and they each share a song. And that's just one of the most popular formats for shows down there. And so that's what we do. We have a monthly, every third Thursday at the Uptown Arts Bar. It's $5 cover, but it's a 2-hour show. And it's always Rick and I. And then, we have a guest each month. And so on October 18th, let me check to make sure that's the date so that I'm not.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
Is that the third Thursday of the month?
That's what I'm talking about with my phone. I need this phone right now, but it says iOS software.
Yeah, the 18th will be our next one. And it'll be Rick and myself and Roger Pitts. And last month, it was a good show. Rick was down in Nashville playing for a week. And so we had Heath. Heath came over and played with us. Cool. And then we had David Haken. And David Haken's another well-known local songwriter guy. He tours all the time. So we were lucky to catch him when he was in home.
Town.
Yeah, when he was home. So he came out and played with us.
That's fun to play with those.
And it's a lot of fun. It can be intimidating because you're playing with like songwriters, Yeah. And especially for me, like it was a really good deadline to have every month of getting my crap together after getting out of Erman Pearson. Be like, okay, I need to rewrite this song. I need to change this. I need to get it ready by this date.
Yeah, sure.
And then you play it, and then you're like, okay, this worked, this didn't work. I can go rewrite it, rework it, have it ready for next month.
Yeah, cool.
So
I like that. That's cool. And so you can kind of, it's a good experience live to you. I mean, the best experience you can have playing live is playing live.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
It's the best practice you get.
Exactly. You can't prepare in your basement.
No, playing in your basement is good to get ready to go live, but you get better fast when you're playing live as often as you can.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Cool, man. Let's put a conclusion on the episode.
Okay.
I appreciate. I mean, we're gonna play the songs.
Yeah.
Let's close them out with a couple songs. Talk about the songs, and then anything else you want to leave people with. Let's do that.
Okay. You want one or two more?
Let's do two more. I'll hand you that. You got that guitar in a different tuning, right?
Yeah.
So when you
finish
this one
first, and then we'll go to that.
I'll hand you
last.
that guitar. Yep.
Yeah. This is speaking of Erman Pearson. This was a tune from Erman Pearson. I still do. And it's called "Say Goodbye," and it was our single. And I've rewritten it to function as an Erik-J tune, but still a song I rather enjoy. So this is it. And again, available for download on Erik-J Music or Russian Winter Records bandcamp.com.
Here is to you, my old friend. Time has made a fool of you. What once was new has to end. She waves and bids you adieu. There ain't no home left for you. No vacancy for two. Only some fool would ask her why. Take your time and say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Bed in your truck, time to go. She forgives but won't forget. It's a long drive in the snow. Oh, cold highway and your regret. There ain't no home left for you. No vacancy for two.
goodbye. Waka waka.
I was going to say, so there's one that we strum. Mm-hmm. A little bit different.
That one's fun.
Yeah. Just get down and jam on that one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand up so I can get that guitar for you.
Yeah.
I just read this
guitar roadie.
I was just gonna say I just read this thing about all these guitar techs, and now I just want to be that for this one moment in my life.
I imagine it'd be a fun but stressful job.
I think it'd be really rewarding, but exhausting, and something you can only do for maybe a year.
Probably.
I mean, me personally, but
yeah.
You got to be. It takes a.
No,
it's like touring, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you don't want to do for too long. And I feel like everyone I've seen at a show for a big star looks completely broken. Thank you.
Yeah, very tattered.
Like I saw Lindsey Buckingham once at what's it called, Uptown Theater. He was doing a solo show, and he was using some alter tuning. He went out on stage, and of course he gets a different guitar like each song because he's at that stage, you know.
Yeah.
And the tech brought him out a song, his guitar, and he put it on. He was introducing the song in a very artistic manner, which is very Lindsey Buckingham, and he played, and you could tell the guitar was not tuned right. And with that, he just took it off and just like extended his arm, and the tech just came out so sheepishly, and you could see like you could see the words like, I'm so sorry. As he took it from
That's great.
And like you think that it's just like, oh, it happens, but there was such a seriousness there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
I'm sure you've seen. I just want to touch on this.
Yeah,
Speaking of people being not okay on stage, I just wanted to talk about the fact that you were a metal singer at one time.
yeah.
And that's you would never know that now. I mean, it's just like you've toned that down. That's also my background, so I found that very interesting. I thought
there was a time that I had, I went to like Ozfest and Rockfest
you were wearing
and
the t-shirts
Twisted
too?
Christmas, huge T-shirts that were black, band T-shirts. I had hair,
but you got the chains on your pants.
I didn't have the chains, but I did have the baggy jeans.
Yeah.
Black Converse all the time. Had long hair that was part in the middle.
Me too. And I did the fingernails.
The black fingernails. I did the black bracelets.
Okay, yeah.
And and
so
red,
hard to
black and
imagine.
red. Yeah. And so because Rick always makes fun of me that I look like a civics teacher. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, one of those
kinda,
like
I see that.
so it's kind of like I'm definitely kind of normcore in that regard. Like I joke that when I was young, before I was really a singer-songwriter, I looked like young James Taylor. Like long hair, hippie-ish, and then now I just look like old James Taylor, even though I'm not. I like to think I'm not that old yet, but who knows? So.
Yeah.
But
it'll go faster and faster before you know it. It's gonna be like, I am old now.
Right now, I am old.
Yeah.
What did I do?
I should have not thought I was old then.
So I thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I figured the last tune I play, and we can talk as long as you want. I would just close out with an instrumental.
Yeah, and I was going to say we'll close it out with our voices. We'll be done talking, and we'll go into the song, and then we'll just at the end of the song, just like I did on Heath's.
Yeah,
we'll call it the end of the episode.
Cool.
I do want to mention this is just for purpose of the podcast. I'm going to be on vacation out of state for a couple weeks after this, so I'm just saying this if anyone's listening to the podcast and into this. I'm probably going to be taking a little bit of a break just because I'm not going to be here.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping to do. The brewery here in Independence next, the one that's
cool.
Apex, and I've been talking to them. I've been like, I can't wait till it opens, and I go there all the time, and it's still not open yet, and it's just like anticipation.
That is cool.
So I'm hoping that's the next episode, and if it's not, then or if they're not open yet, would be the only reason that it's not. I'm gonna try to find someone else.
Erik-J Part 2.
Erik-J. Eric and Heath battle it out on camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mean he's big, but I'm wiry.
It'd be a good fight. I'd pay.
It'd be really good.
Yeah.
I just don't think that with his Christian school background he could beat me. I'm a lot more street than Heath.
He's not as gangster.
Yeah. I mean, I may hide it with my khakis, but I mean.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
It'd be a good fight. That's all I know.
now it's getting for real. It's like WrestleMania.
Chairs and ladders.
So tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah, TLC match.
Yep. So this last song, I thought it'd be fun to, because I'm planning on all these songs I've played so far, with the exception of Say Goodbye, will probably be on my LP that comes out in, I'm gonna say spring 2019, maybe sooner. We'll see, but that's probably
it's coming up.
Fair, yeah. And so,
looking forward to it.
Thank you. And so that'll be on Russian Winters, and it'll be on my website. So you can, if you search Russian Winter, you can find their current artist lineup and their current music that they have available, including the Erman Pearson single, and Erik-J music.com. That's Eric with a K, Erik-J, the letter J, music.com. And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram too to see where I'm at next. I'm usually playing somewhere most weeks. But I do have this songwriter round at Uptown Arts Bar that we're very proud of and promote every third Thursday at 7.
Yeah, so come out and meet him.
Yeah, please come meet me, buy me a drink. And
Or
so,
2.
Or 3, I don't know.
Yeah, make sure they're gluten-free.
Who knows? Yeah, so that means either gluten-free beer, which not everyone has, so then that means liquor.
Yeah.
So give me a martini or 2.
Yeah.
A lot of my heroes did do a lot of instrumental work. I wouldn't want to be strictly an instrumental guitarist, but I always loved when, a folk musician included like a really great instrumental guitar part, instrumental guitar track. And so I wanted to write something for my wife. Right?
By the way, thank you for mentioning your wife, because you're about to have a new baby.
We are.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
We just had our baby.
I know.
And
that's awesome.
We have that in common. I didn't realize it was your first baby.
It's my first baby. I've had a couple dog babies for 7 years.
It's not the same, I'll tell you that.
Not quite the same. I don't want to pretend it's the same. I think it's a decent warm-up in some ways, but, it's definitely not quite the same. We're excited. I married wisely. Not only was she out of my league, but she was 4 years younger than me. So that gave me some chance to, age.
Right.
And so that I was ready to be like, okay, fine, kids. We can do kids now. And she was still of childbearing years. I didn't make her wait till she was 40.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to write a piece for her, and you can always write a song for your wife with lyrics about how beautiful her hair is and how statuesque she is and how smart. But I wanted to do something in the vein of, David Graham's Angie or Lindsey Buckingham's Stephanie, and just write a little tribute for her. And so I was hoping the melody would say everything that needed to be said, and it's called Song for Sarah.
And thanks again for coming, man.
Oh, thank you.
This is awesome that you're here.
Fun.
That's a real honor to have you. So
no, I appreciate it so much. It's a lot of fun. And so I'll come anytime and drink beer at your house and let you record it.
All right. Sounds good to me.